Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by Hoops Reference. He's going to be telling us the legendary story of Alex Caruso, from undrafted nobody to legit contributor. I gotta be quite honest, man. Alex Caruso, I know he's like the new Brian Scalabrine of the NBA and stuff. I don't know a damn thing about the guy. Like, I know he plays for the Lakers, and he's not a bad player at all. He's definitely not a bad player, but besides that, I don't know his history. So let's figure it out and find it out together.
One of the best things that happens somewhat regularly in the NBA
Linsanity.
is when you get to watch a player that barely anyone knows about break out and become a national sensation when they've been given the opportunity to take it by the horns. The biggest example of this is Jeremy Lin.
Love Jeremy Lin's story.
When he went through the whole Linsanity saga, and plenty more people came both before and after him that fall into this category. These are players
grabbing his knee, man! It's a foul!
Off and never really taken seriously until they started hooping and forced people to give them the respect they deserve. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another player that falls into this category, being Alex Caruso, who has become a social media legend over
Carusanity, man. Is that what they call him? Carusanity? Probably not.
His journey to the NBA, what he went through throughout the whole process, and what about him as a player that makes him legitimately valuable to this year's Lakers team. Before we get started though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated.
Bro, where is Jeremy Lin?
Now, with that being said, let's begin.
I'm gonna see him in a minute.
Caruso's first exposure to the game of basketball came at a...
Bro, look at all the hair, man! God damn! This dude's got a freaking full head of it!
Young age, as his father actually had a long and successful history with his involvement in the sport. In high school, his dad led his team to the California State Championship.
Nice.
He played at Creighton University, and following these years,
Dougie
he even
McBuckets?
coached for a few years as well. However, unlike most parent-child relationships where the parent has a heavy involvement in a sport, Caruso's parents never really forced him to get involved with anything they weren't interested in, basketball included. Despite this freedom to be himself and be interested in whatever he pleased, he still fell in love with the game of basketball and started playing all the way back in the first grade. As he made his way through the ranks, Caruso was always one of, if not the best players on the team, but he never really viewed himself in such light. Despite his success, he always stayed humble about it and played the right way to win the game instead of for his own production. In his high school career, he was named to the All-Regional team, the All-State team, he was named an All-Star, and was named the MVP of the region.
Damn, man, does it all!
Individual success didn't really come for him until his senior year, but in that year, he got invited to several prolific recruiting camps and played alongside some of the biggest recruits in the class.
What year did he graduate?
At these camps, as a testimony to the kind of player Caruso has always been, he said that he recognized that the games played were mostly supposed to be about the players showing off what they could do, yet in the scrimmages, Caruso said in his own words, "That's who I am as a player. I was trying to play the game the right way and trying to win the game when we're at this showcase thing where it's all about showing off how..."
If somebody says that to me in a showcase, I'm instantly giving them a 10-year contract. Like, people that make it about the game and make it about just winning, invaluable. You definitely want to get a player like that.
You are as a player.
And that's why the Lakers are going to win the championship.
Such as Shabazz Muhammad, Andre Drummond, and Anthony Bennett, who were the cream of the crop that year. But instead of going out
Anthony Bennett, who the hell is that?
Outperform those guys, he continued to play smart and rack up wins. By the time his high school career ended, he was a 4-star recruit and just barely snuck into ESPN's top 100 list.
4-star though,
ranked
nice.
Number 100 on the dot, and he received several offers to Division I programs in power conferences, but opted to stay close to home and play for Texas A&M, where his dad actually works as an athletic director. At first, Caruso himself said that he didn't feel
Who's good from Texas A&M?
For Division I basketball right away as a freshman, but that first year with Texas A&M, he was thrown into the fire and immediately started half the games because the team just wasn't very good. It did work out for him though.
Who was on besides him?
This experience in part to him growing as a player because the experience against better competition pushed him to be able to compete on a nightly basis. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the excerpt,
at that point the hair is already starting to go, and we saw a picture of his father who wasn't like balding and stuff. So I don't know what's going on with the kid.
His experience at the top tier recruiting.
He only got to be like 26,
and as has remained consistent throughout Caruso's entire basketball playing career. He's never really been the kind of player that puts up big numbers or filled the stat sheet, and has always played relatively under control and did all of the little things teams need their players to do on both ends of the floor. He played all 4 years at Texas A&M.
Athletic freak,
yet
though.
In that time, despite starting almost every game he played, never averaged double-digit points or dished out anything more than about 5 assists per game.
Damn.
So while
casual
his value
numbers
was definitely felt by the team, he never really stood out much in the eyes of NBA scouts looking for players to select in the draft. He wasn't on many people's radars at all during the 2016 NBA draft, so unsurprisingly, he went undrafted that year. But this didn't discourage him from pursuing his
averaging
dreams
freaking
of
8 and 4.
the sport he loves, his career. He got to play with the Philadelphia 76ers Summer League team that year, but it didn't result in an offer from the team. He got signed to take part in the Oklahoma City Thunder's training camp.
Bro, he read damn Kyle Singler's number. Okay,
but
sorry.
That too did not result in a full-time contract, and he got waived before the season began.
Did he waive back?
Later, though, the Thunder's G League affiliate brought him in, and that's where he spent his first professional season. Even here in the G League, which in many ways is just glorified AAU ball where all of the players are just trying to get theirs in order to impress a team enough to sign them to the big league.
Yeah, it ain't about winning.
Continued to play his game and put up decent numbers, but nothing that would turn any heads. From that point on, starting in the summer of 2017, things really began to change.
He's like, it's go time.
And he started taking the social media world by storm.
It's go time.
That summer, he joined the Los Angeles Lakers for Summer League, and alongside Lonzo Ball, the team put on a show, unlike any other Summer League team had on a nightly basis. Led by those two, the Lakers went on to win the Summer League championship, and as a reward for his play, Caruso became the first ever to sign a two-way contract straight out of the G League.
Damn, look at him go, man.
Mean that the
there you
player
go.
Is mandated to spend a certain amount of time playing in the G League, but can also be called up to play with the NBA team for half the season as well. These kinds of contracts rarely result in the player receiving big roles on the team, but it was the foot in the door that Caruso needed in order to continue to push his way into the league and carve out a role for himself. The momentum continued.
Dude, look at that athleticism, my God.
In the G League, where he spent most of his time, he, for the first time since high school, started putting up some big numbers on a regular basis. For the South Bay Lakers, he averaged 19 points, 7.7 assists, and 2 steals per game.
See, because he knows how to play the game the smart way, but like the skill set obviously is still there. So it gets to the point where it's like, okay, like, for us to win, for us, our team, our G League team to get to the next level, like, I gotta score more. It's like probably something you should have done when he played for Texas A&M. It seems like he was trying to play a little bit too conservatively, where maybe he should just unleash the beast.
Game, while shooting the ball 50% from the field and 39% from 3. With two-way
that shit out of there.
though, they expire at the end of the year, so Caruso once again went into the summer of 2018 unsure of his future. But after yet another strong showing for the Lakers in Summer League, they signed him to another two-way contract to keep him in the system for another
one contract. You good to go though for a while.
With the Lakers went down
financially
very similar to his first year, not seeing the court much at all, but near the end of the year, the team knew they were eliminated from the playoffs and decided to give some of the players at the end of the bench some run.
Lob City,
and
man.
Once Caruso took this opportunity, he made the absolute most of it. In those final few regular season NBA games, Caruso started torching teams, and along the way, he stole the hearts of basketball fans everywhere. He scored 23 points against the Pelicans, 32 points against the Clippers, and in the final 7-game stretch of the season, he averaged 18 points per game while shooting 44% from the field and a terrific 55% from three.
He got to help LeBron's barber though, man, and take care of that hair. I don't get it.
This stretch of games was the best thing that could have happened to him because this most recent summer, the Lakers signed him to a 2-year, $5.5 million contract, signifying that he finally made it. Without avoiding the elephant in the room, a big reason why Caruso has become such a legend to fans is because of his appearance, and how he honestly doesn't look like a typical basketball player. He's white and he's balding, and he probably wouldn't get recognized
Joe Ingles
before this year, but his game is anything but ordinary. This year for the Lakers, he's been a regular member of the team's rotation, playing about 20 minutes per game. And he brings to the team exactly what he's brought to every team before this. He's an incredibly hard worker on defense, plays within himself and doesn't do too much, which is especially important while playing alongside
LeBron.
Two elite talents
like
LeBron
AD.
James and Anthony Davis. And perhaps most surprising of all is that his athleticism is out of this world. The amount of poster dunks he's thrown down in-game is mind-boggling, and every time he does it, he takes the world by surprise. None of his per-game averages this year stand out much, but when you're on a championship contender like the Lakers, your bench pieces need to understand their roles and perform. And
when you need them, then you need them.
He moves the ball well, makes his teammates around him better, and most importantly, the Lakers lineups with him on the floor usually make a positive impact, as his individual net rating of plus 12.3 is up there with the best on the team. Is Alex Caruso a future all-star and dominant player in the making?
Maybe dunk contest contestant.
But what makes
I could see that this year.
For him is that he genuinely wasn't expected to ever make it this far, and no matter how much success he finds, he stays humble about it.
Put him in the dunk
he
contest.
Plays the right way, makes a positive impact, and throws down a ridiculous dunk every now and then, and will probably remain a social media favorite for a long time.
Okay, guys, that is the end of the video right there. This definitely makes me respect his story a lot more. I just didn't really know anything about him, but a hard worker that worked his ass off to get to where he's at, man. Definitely gotta respect that.